We're back in the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 4. McFlurry Power wants more batters. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about Blitzball. I'm your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan. Round one is done.
Everybody
has played a game. We saw somebody's wiener today.
We did see. To be frank is another word for wiener. To be frank, we saw some cock and balls.
we did. We saw someone's cock and balls today. We got to know Kolin Stone very well.
Kolin and two stones, tell you that.
Colin's two stones.
It's great. We're up to a great start.
We're off to an amazing start.
Everyone's thinking it, though. Everybody's thinking
it. Everybody's thinking about it.
Think about it.
I'm not going to stop thinking about it. Oh.
You actually told me about it, and I didn't realize. I famously always miss good crotch shots when it comes to baseball and blitzball. You let me know. I went right to the initial scene of Kolin pitching. I was like, whoa, there they are. How did I miss that?
That's a bell end. That's for sure a bell end.
So I thought Rose was just kind of talking about, like, he was just making a general joke, like, oh, those pants are tight. But no,
crazy.
He probably could see them from up there in the perch.
It was the first thing I noticed. And I was watching at work and I had to put my hand like this so I could still watch, but make sure anybody walking by my cube couldn't see.
You thought it was that graphic?
It was literally it popped up. I was like, oop. And then went to cover my phone. So thanks, Kolin, for the show. Don't do it for free next time.
Yeah, that should be paid content.
But again, Brendan, you and I completely wrong about the scores.
I was spot on, if I remember correctly.
Brendan, okay, I was completely wrong. You were spot on.
I've been right all 4 times.
All 4 times, Brendan's been right. 8 scores, perfect. I don't know how he does it.
That's correct. No, yeah, we definitely guessed higher numbers. I think our guesses are sometimes hopeful.
Yeah.
And that's where we get into trouble.
Yeah. But before we get too into it, Brendan, do you want to do a band for us?
Let's rub it.
Let's rub it.
No,
that's what you said.
Lovius takes on the Purper Hamburglar and his handsome friend.
The Purper.
K-Mac and Kolin hope to do some damage against Nikki, but they can't slay the Snapdragon. Kolin seems to be drinking the champion's Kool-Aid because he matches Nikki's shutout inning with some beautiful new sinkers. Dalton starts on the mound in the second and needs to talk to Zoe and Jack because he's having an absolute meltdown. He walks in the only 2 runs of the game, spoiler, before Nikki gets him out of the jam. Alduque Grimace with a cape comes in to finish off Lovius, and he does his job as he passes the baton to Kolin for the final out. McFlurry Power wins 2-0.
What's up with Alduque Grimace? What's up with that?
K-Mac has a new, I don't know if it's new, but he's got a really high leg kick, and he uses Grimace. I really enjoyed all of the name changes that they would give on screen for us. They had the purple Hamburglar, which I think was their attempt at realizing he's supposed to be Grimace.
Yeah.
Then he's Grimace, and he's got a leg kick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't love it, Brendy. Not your best work.
Okay.
Imagine
Grimace with an Alduque leg kick.
Why did you say let's rub it to start?
I think I said, all right. I had Kolin Stone.
You win.
I had Kolin Stone in the brain.
All right. I was thinking of Colin's cock.
I was going to try to talk my way out of it, but you got me pinned down.
Triple X rated episode. We have one a year. And
we have one goofy, dead tired episode. We have one good, normal, almost too serious episode. Now we have the horny episode.
Horny ep. We blew our load early. It's only February.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I don't know what the rest of these shows are going to be like.
Bad.
Oh, as we get through all those staples of ours, then we just get to the bad stuff.
Hey, Brendan, how you doing today?
I'm not doing so good, Peter. And then you console me for an hour and a half.
For the rest of Blitzball 4, we're just going to have colds. Oh, Brendan, I think that Jack needs to do better on the mound today.
I think he threw too many fastballs.
We just turned into children.
Hey, Peter. Balls.
Colin's balls, am I right? Pitching duel, right?
Yeah, so when I saw
And
the thumbnail, I immediately knew that our score predictions were wrong. Because I think it said
yeah,
pitching masterclass. Like, oh, no.
yeah, me too. But I was like, I wasn't expecting them to pitch that well minus one person.
Yeah.
I like Dalton talked a lot of shit before this game, saying there's 1A, 1B to have a performance like that. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, yeah. And it's tough because we'll talk about it, I guess, in the second inning. This isn't like new for him either. You know, that we've seen this type of thing from him.
Well, he talks about it. He has a lot of walks always.
Yeah.
You know? I'll pull up last year's statistics. But you want to know what I wasn't expecting that I loved?
Colin Stone
Is
pitching.
Colin Stone the best player in the warehouse this year?
I don't know. I will reserve my thoughts on that until we see some slug from him, you know.
First round.
But
first
huge
round,
jump.
is he the best player of the first round?
He's very good on one side of the ball. He is looking like he has a lot of potential on the batting side of the ball.
Great eye. He was laying off a lot.
Yeah, I won't go that far.
He was laying off a lot.
No. I mean, as far as being the best player, your initial question.
Oh, that's fine. He had a really, really good eye. He let a lot go that were I'm pretty sure most people would have been chasing.
Yes, good thing that one of them had a good eye because K-Mac had the opposite of a good eye. He was swinging at balls and leaving strikes. Like I think Kolin flagged that up.
Dalton last year had 11 walks on 5 outs pitching.
Not the best ratio.
Not the best ratio. 13 earned runs as well. Like last tournament, Dalton gave up 13 of the 14 runs that Lovey's let up.
Yeah, especially because last year Nicky Rick really found it and became an ace.
Right, and he had it this year. He was really, really good on the mound today.
Yeah,
really good.
He's what you hoped he would be, Nicky. Dalton, I want to say if anything, like playing a computer guy pitching coach right now, I want to say that he's not finishing his pitches. I want to say he's not reaching out far enough. He's not like
interesting.
He's not getting down. Like it's hard to do when you're not pitching off a mound to get like that incline like leverage that you get from a mound. So sometimes you end up just like standing up too tall the whole time you're throwing.
And
so
Dalton's tall.
I think he needs to like really get lower when he throws and release further out or something.
You think he should throw from a squat?
I think he should sit on his cute little ass.
Yeah.
Indian style. And check it up.
Brendan! It's not called that. It's called crisscross applesauce.
Oh, sorry. Aaron Boone style.
Aaron Boone style.
Yeah.
But Nicky did really well. Like, Nicky got all 4 of his outs. Ooh, he got 5 outs, didn't he? Because one of them was a ground ball to Dalton. Mm-hmm. But 4 of his outs he got from strikeouts. His only walk he got when he was still trying to figure out that snapdragon pitch, which he eventually did the next at bat. He had it. And then his hit was in the first off of Kolin, who looks like he's seeing the Blitzball way better than we've ever seen him see it before.
This is the kind of hype, like the Kolin hype is what I'm really excited for to like see to fruition now. It's like, okay, we heard about this. I think was K-Mac telling us about it, I guess. And
yes, he was.
I'm so glad to see that it is so far coming true, even just on the pitching end, because I know he's supposed to be a pitcher, and he never really looked like that dominant. Already looks great, and the fact, like you're saying, I think that the fact that he's able to leave like spin on certain tough pitches says so much to me.
There were so many that like barely missed the zone. Jesus Christ! Look how curly my fucking hair is. I need a haircut.
That's for the YouTubers.
For the YouTubers,
I need a hair. I just scheduled a haircut for Wednesday.
Wow,
haircuts.
Your hair's getting curly too.
I have weirdly like the straightest hair of all time. It looks like I straighten it every day, and if it grows long, I kind of grow like Tom Petty hair.
You got to do it.
I would look insane.
She was an American
Can you imagine people with like a long blonde ponytail?
Based on brown tail.
Tom Petty, my number 3 artist of the year last year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Number 3?
Yeah. It was Taylor Swift, Paramore, Tom Petty, rounding up the top 3.
Who was 4?
I want to say Young the Giant usually is up there somewhere.
And then? They Might Be Giants, number 5.
Yeah, there you go.
there it is.
Yeah.
You just listen to experimental film and Dr. Worm on repeat. That's what it was.
Yeah, what I was going to say about Nicky, though, about his good pitching this inning, he didn't have it at first, and they were commenting about it over and over again how he didn't have that release point. But this is the difference between him and his quote-unquote wannabe pitcher, is that he's able to not have it, and within the same inning,
within the same inning,
find it, and then be dominant immediately, and be like, oh, there it is, and then just like strike out.
Yeah.
So
because he even turned and
said
how
it. Impressive he is. Yeah.
He was like, "I got it. It's
over."
That's so crazy to me too. Where he'll be like miss, hit it once, and he'll be like, "Done. I got it on lock."
True. Sometimes that's how it happens. Like you
crazy to me.
You feel it once you see it. You're just like, "Oh, that's what I need to feel in order for that to happen." Now
that's
I know
insane
exactly what
to
I need.
me. To figure that out mid game is cool.
I think that it, more than anything, just shows like ice in his veins. Because I think people can make those adjustments when there's no pressure, but I guess he just doesn't feel pressure. And if I were Dalton, I'd be doing the same thing. If I walked the first batter on like 5 pitches, I'd be like, you should probably just take me out. And you know what? I'm not even going to go to the field. I'm just going to go to the bathroom.
I got to go take a shit, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But let's just go into it. We're talking too much. First inning, as we're seeing, honestly, fuck it. I'm not going to talk about the whole thing.
I think we were covering Nicky's pitching for the most part.
The first inning, and this is the third time now that we've seen it, if I'm not mistaken, where it's a 0-0 first inning.
Yeah.
Like the first game, we were spoiled.
At least in this game, to give the thumbnail some credit, the first inning zeros were warranted because of who was on the mound in both.
Right. Nicky was, after the third batter, lights out. Mm-hmm. Kolin from the jump, he's adding these new arm angles where he's doing like the Drew Davis knuckles to the ground pitch. Yep. He's getting crazy movement, but more importantly, he has control over it because like last tournament, we saw Kolin was having a lot of movement, but he was having a lot of trouble finding the zone.
Right. He saw a lot of potential, but like not able to harness his own powers.
Exactly. Like, let's see.
It seems like now he just kind of simplified everything. He's like, I'm going to find 1 or 2 arm angles at work, keep everything sinking, and then maybe occasionally throw you like a dirty rising slider.
Kolin recorded 2 outs last tournament.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play Granted, it was in 2 games.
Yeah.
But he had 2 outs, 3 walks, 3 hits against him, and 2 strikeouts, and 7 earned runs against him.
That says a lot too. Like, the fact that K-Mac was their main pitcher, I guess out of necessity, and now they go into this tournament, I guess both knowing how good Kolin has gotten, because I think it seemed like they elected K-Mac to be the backup pitcher.
Right.
Meanwhile, in these tournaments, that hasn't been the case, but they must have seen something, and they must have agreed. Yeah, no one's seen this yet, but me as Kolin, I've got it.
Right. Cock and balls helped him.
I mean, this is the first time we've seen his cock and balls, and this is the best performance we've gotten. So.
Rated R episode. No children better be listening to this. But yeah, like Kolin looks scary on the mound. I don't like. Dalton got a double off of a full count pitch.
That was a very ball and play-esque swing by Dalton. Loved it.
Yes. Well, that's what you have to do. That's what Lou was telling Nicky, right? Because Nicky wasn't doing very well. And Lou was like, just fucking shorten the swing. Pop.
And Nicky's
famously called us out on
no
Twitter
problem.
today.
Home run swings the rest of the game still.
Lou called us out on Twitter about it. We have to apologize. We didn't understand what was going on last game. When we said Lou gave up, Lou didn't give up.
Yeah.
He was Lou never gives up. I knew it was uncharacteristic.
Yeah, Lou has sort of like the mentality, I guess, that Nicky does. It was so funny when Dalton was. I keep getting ahead of myself, but Dalton was like, "It's no big deal. This is a practice round," and Nicky's like, "You know what? I'm just gonna let that part slide. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about with the fucking practice round bullshit."
What the fuck does that mean? Yeah. He goes, I don't know
Let
what
that
the
one slide.
fuck that
Let
means.
that one slide.
Nikki's faces, guys. Go back and watch just like Nikki's faces where he's like, all right, Dalt, let's go.
He's starting to lose it in the field, like wishing he had some more control over the game. He's like, come on, buddy.
I love Nikki, dude. I
He's
love
great.
Nikki so much. I'd love to get him on here just to like hear what goes through his head,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But like go second inning, which is the impact inning, as we all see. We were talking about it before, right?
Yeah.
Dalton comes on, starts the inning. We thought this was a great decision at first. I mean, we didn't talk about it, but I'm going to assume that you thought it was a great decision to have Dalton start before you knew it was going to happen.
This seems to be the way that people move. If the game's tied, put in your backup with nobody on.
Right. First batter walk, expected. Right. You're expected your number 2 pitcher to give up walks.
Or even like your first batter is a little bit tough in Blitzball. You just need to find it.
And then like this is when I first noticed the second at bat, K-Mac is up. This is when I first noticed, like, what the fuck is going on with K-Mac this tournament? He's chasing like crazy. We're seeing K-Mac, we're seeing Trevor, we're seeing Lou chasing these pitches like they can't leave him.
Yeah.
And then he leaves one middle, but then makes up for it and gets a single. So it's like, okay, thank God he didn't go hitless this tournament.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Or this game, sorry.
He ends up going 1 for 6, I think, with the
Nikki did.
walk.
Yep.
Yeah,
what?
K-Mac. I think he.
Holy shit! 1 for 6. That just never registered with me.
Yeah,
That's
he's really
crazy.
having a tough time with Nicky's sliders coming in on him.
Right.
I remember there's 2 swings in a row that were like a good 6 inches off the plate. Tough. They're ridiculous curveball sliders. Then when Nicky or Dalton will both throw the same pitch, they'll both throw that like half submarine.
Right.
2-seamer that to him, to the lefty batter, looks like a lefty curveball.
Right.
And that, I think, is a pitch he has even more trouble with because it goes away from him. It's almost like when Dan Canobio is throwing to a righty and all of his pitches naturally go away from you. I think that's a really tough blitzball pitch to hit is when it starts in on you and you want to pull it so bad because K-Mac is a pull-happy hitter. And then out of nowhere, it's in the right-handed batter's box. So it's definitely tough, but he's been here before, so he should know what the shapes of these pitches look like. And I guess it's just maybe a little bit of, like you're saying, Jake said, that it's like the 1.5 game kind of learning curve a little bit. So hopefully he'll get it because I love seeing K-Mac match. I think it's one thing to have him on the mound as a backup pitcher, doing pretty well. I want his vibrato to fully come out by like being able to stand up and back himself up with some big homers.
Is Vibravo?
His Vibrava, his second evolution of Trapinch.
Yeah, I really want it to because like it's not fun to listen to somebody talk shit and like do nothing.
Right. I was so glad that he was able to get through the game and not get frustrated enough to take off his outfit because then you feel defeated. Then it's like oh man, no, don't take off the cape. Then you look like you lost. So I was glad he was able to have a good outing on the mound at least to kind of back up a little bit of it, and they won the game. So
he had a great outing on the mound.
Yeah, it wasn't long,
not just good,
but yeah, it was good that it wasn't.
But
long.
that's what made it good.
Yeah.
Well, so before we get to that, Nicky then goes to Dalton, gives him a little pep talk. Right, Dalton immediately gets 2 strikes on Kolin, who's like we said been seeing the ball really well. Unfortunately, the at bat ends up 5 straight pitches after those 2 strikes. He gets walked. Bases are loaded. Walks K-Mac, 1 run. Walks Kolin, 2 runs. This is where Nicky's kind of like fucking going crazy. And
it's unfortunate too, because like Dalton's throwing so many non-competitive pitches too, which makes it that much easier to take these pitches. It takes the thought process out of it completely from the batter's standpoint.
Yeah, completely. Because I mean, like you saw Kolin at one point. I forget when it was. But Kolin like was in there. He was in the box, but you could tell that he was not swinging until he got a strike.
Yeah, it's different than it's like the opposite of Dan Rourke, where you have to be on your toes because he could drop one in there anytime, but he might not, but he might surprise
Was this
you.
the inning where Kolin hit a home run of the ball that popped off his thigh?
I think so. Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was cool.
That was so much fun.
it didn't even like hit the ground, or it was straight off his body.
It went off his thigh, which looked super muscular, by the way.
Now that I think about
hot for
I'm gonna rush the
Kolin?
replay real quick. Yeah, it didn't hit his thigh, Peter.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't think he didn't even use the Blitzball battle bat. Exactly. We've seen it done before.
You've seen it done before.
Back in college.
We all know. But so then Nicky comes in because he's getting frustrated. He's like, Dalton, let me just like take a breather, right? Pop up to Dalton, which is huge because that gets Nicky one more at bat. Unfortunately is weird to say in this situation, but unfortunately he strikes out Kolin.
Right. It would have been really difficult and super lucky for Nicky to get 2 putouts for Dalton, though. You know?
But I mean, like, even Peter and Chris were saying, like, maybe Kolin just let that one go on purpose to force Dalton back on the mound.
Yeah. And
regardless of what it was, didn't matter because Dalton struck out K-Mac to end the inning, only down 2. And Brendan, what do we always say?
I said this to Nicole sitting on the couch next to me. I was like, 2 is a very achievable number.
2's not enough.
2's not enough. 3, you feel a little bit more pressure, but 2 is definitely achievable. I would say, even though we know the outcome of this game, I would say that the fact that Lovey was able to get out of that jam is a win in itself. In this round, that doesn't really matter. I think the fact that they were able to experience that trauma and have Nicky dig them out, I think was like a good learning experience for them moving forward in the tournament.
I think so too. I also think at the time, knowing the result now, obviously different, but at the time when they got Dalton getting a strikeout, I said, holy shit, Lovies are going to win this game. Because like we said, we always say it. You and me always say it. 2's not enough.
Yeah.
2 is super achievable, especially to guys like Dalton who hits like crazy. He always has a high batting average. And Nicky, who maybe he didn't hit before, but he was absolutely killing the ball in the last tournament. Or
he's a streaky hitter. I think he'll sometimes just like find the right swing for this sport, and sometimes he'll totally lose it. But once you never know. He could be like the Snapdragon. He just might have that one swing that turns it back on. And
it almost was because Nicky hits the definition of a warehouse ball to start off the second inning with K-Mac on the mound. Bounces off the ceiling, but Kolin is just the fucking greatest warehouse athlete of all time at this moment.
That was nuts.
Makes it such an easy look. It looked so easy, but you could tell how hard of a catch it was.
That it was like when he was sitting on the bench and K-Mac fouled the ball off and he just like grabbed it without even thinking. Right. I think this whole game made me realize how like sure of hands that Kolin has. He's one of the better athletes in this warehouse. Just an all around like baseball player.
Yeah, I mean, he was super impressive today for me. And in that moment when he caught this ball, this difficult catch, I said to myself, "Oh, never mind." McFlurry Power won. Yeah. They just took all of the momentum that they had with 3 outs in a row of the pop-up strikeout. All that they had coming into this, gone.
Yeah.
Because of that 1 out. Because it was like such a high impact play, something that will be replayed, probably be put up for a defensive play of the year, just because of like what it meant to the game itself.
And how hard it was, how hard it came
so
down
early in the tournament. Yeah.
And like, to take some credit away from Nicky a little bit there on that swing,
you know
too.
What? Take it back.
Take it back. It's after Lou just had this discussion with him, and like, sure, he hit it really hard, but his swing path is going straight the fuck up in the air, and he knows it's what this warehouse like gobbles up. So he needs to like remember, like, hey, easy. Look how easy Kolin swung at that pitch that hit him off the side of his leg,
right?
"Quote unquote" leg. He tapped it like Joe's style, and it went up in the broadcast box. So like, you don't need to hit the ball hard for it to go.
I've never played Pepper. I don't know what it is.
It's always been a classic game, and the coaches talk about it, but I've never played it either, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
I put pepper on things.
I eat peppers.
Oh. Peter Piper
pickled pepper.
Pickled pepper.
I think we get it now.
All right. I understand.
Now we're on board with Pepper.
Now we're on board. K-Mac then strikes Dalton out. And at that point, if before you weren't saying this game is over with that catch that Kolin made.
Yeah.
Dalton getting struck out and K-Mac coming off the mound. Dalton, who's been looking in virtually unhittable against Nikki, who has been looking awful at the plate.
I want to quickly say, too, that K-Mac strikeout of Dalton made me like almost stand up and cheer. I was like, this is why we love fucking K-Mac. It was like one of his real like Nestory bullshit throws.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so funny and so good. And I love it was like the funniest, just here's a clear balk I'll do a couple times and then whip it at you. It's so stupid and it works so
Can't balk if no one's on base, Brendan.
That's true. That's true.
And then Kolin comes in against Nikki, you know, a guy who's been looking incredible versus a guy who looks like he still needs to put it together a little bit. Yeah. I wrote in my notes, what a worst case scenario for Lovyas.
Yeah.
And he strikes him out. Nobody didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Nobody didn't see it coming at this point. Nobody didn't see it coming at this point. Season of sound bites, Brendan. McFlurry Power wins 2-0. I have a question for you.
Okay.
What?
Yes.
I want to know Nicole's rooting interests from the start of the game and if it changed by the end of the game.
She didn't
take me
say
through it
too much
because she's a new watcher of the warehouse games, right?
Yeah.
Would it be inappropriate to get her in here to like get her reactions? I'm being 100% serious.
Like right now,
because I don't
know where to find her right now.
Okay. Well,
she's too far away.
Tell her
legitimately
in the future.
Okay.
Tell her, ask her if she'd be okay with this because I'd love to.
The next time I'll say like, be ready for my text to come down. I'll have a microphone ready for her.
Right. She texted me.
She hasn't texted me in weeks. That's
not her.
It's a picture of.
Do you know what that picture is?
Your picture on your phone? What? No, I don't know what that is. Is that Disco Dave?
It's a picture of a guy who like had his face smushed and it just says "Love me" underneath it.
But all I know about her watching is that she loves Nicky Cass, so I think she was just rooting for him the whole time because she has that affection for him and loves him, and she was really enjoying him in the field, having his funny Dan Rourke breakdowns.
I'm not going to lie to you. The reason that I asked specifically about this game with Nicole is because I remember very clearly when you and her went to Blitz live, she posted like an Instagram story that was like, holy shit, Nicky Cass is right fucking there.
Yeah, I think
so. I wanted to know
the most starstruck she gets is from Nikki, and she doesn't know K-Mac super well. Like she didn't watch Floorball or anything like that. So he's like a new character to her.
Do you want to just try texting her now to see if she'll come in? Because I have a little more to talk about with you. So it's not like we have to stall or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we talked about this before, right? We talk about, if you listen to our show, this is a theme in our Blitzball episodes of how 2 runs is not enough. Never. I think this is the first time, and you could like correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time where we saw a 2-run lead and not feel like I'm getting kind of nervous that they're going to lose this, especially after the first batter. Like the first going into the bottom of the second, I was like, this could always like optimistic, not nervous.
Yeah.
And then you have that first at bat, and it's just like, well, never mind. Might as well be an 8-run lead.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much spot on there. But she's also here, by the way, if you're ready for her interview.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna give you her.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Peter.
I'm glad you dressed up for this.
Oh yes, I'm in my bedtime garb.
So I just wanted to know, you are famously a new fan of warehouse games. You've been watching Blitzball Battle 4 with Brendan, right?
Yeah.
Take me. My guess is you were rooting for Nikki in this game from the start.
Always.
Take me through your emotions from start to finish. And if it ever
game.
changed when you were like, ooh, I see that guy's wiener. Maybe I should root for this other team. Brendan says that he didn't notice it. I said,
come on.
I said it was the first thing I noticed.
As soon as the guy was like, I don't know their names, but the guy was like, a little tight. And then he was like, we know a whole lot more about whatever his name is.
Kolin.
Like, yeah. And I was just
Yep.
like, I was dying. And I was like, Brendan, you didn't catch that? And he was like, no. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, it's just out in the open for everybody.
So let's hear it from start to finish as a Love Yous fan. How did you feel about it?
I was first like, what is this guy doing with a mask on and a cape? I did like that his name kept changing throughout the whole game, which was pretty funny to watch out for. But as it continued, I was like kind of okay with either team winning, but I did really want Nikki to win because
Wow,
it's Nikki. But
it's Nikki.
but I did want them to win, but I was okay with the other team, which the McFlurries.
Yeah,
I was okay with them winning because they were really good, honestly. And the one thing that I kept thinking was like, I forget which player kept swinging at Dalton's like pitch every time, and I was like, why does he keep swinging at that? Right? Was that how it happened? And I was just like, why is this happening? But it was good. It was kind of like fun to watch, but the McFlurries were definitely, it was a deserved win.
They won you over by the end of it.
I think they did, yeah.
Who did you like better, mask or penis?
Penis.
Thank you, Nicole.
Okay.
Thank you.
See ya.
Penis.
The best part is that you don't know what I said. To make her say
All I hear in
that.
my head is I heard her just go, penis. And you started talking. The whole conversation started talking about other men's dongs.
Yep.
And then
Everything a married man wants to hear his wife talk about.
I know there's no comparison to me, baby.
Because Nicole was like, I don't know the people's names. So I asked her who she liked better on McFlurry Power, mask or penis. She said penis.
Good question. That's a good question.
It's After Dark. Blitzball Boys After Dark.
That's a good interview question for anybody.
It is. We'll get K-Mac back on. We'll ask him about it. Hey, K-Mac, did Kolin know his fucking hot cock was just super visible?
I'm starting to think maybe that you
this
know what?
might be our worst ever.
I'll reveal that. No, this is good. I'll reveal my new theory during my awards.
I thought you were going to say, I'm going to reveal.
I'm going to reveal myself on this podcast.
Oh my God, during the awards. But speaking of penis, actually, I'll save it because I have.
Okay.
We'll do. You okay with me going into it?
I had my finger on the button.
Player of the game.
Player of the game.
Oh, it sounded like you were genuinely angry.
I had my finger on the fucking button, Peter.
That's what made me start laughing. Are you ready for it? You go, I got my finger on the button. Okay, Brendan.
Was a bad shit in the woods?
I'm sorry. Penis. Make season of sound bites. Make it a sound bite. The best part was penisy.
They're in for a treat. This is a great episode for the fans of
can't wait.
Blitzball Boys
I'm
lore.
Certain that Kolin does not listen.
If he should now. There's a woman. One of our wives came out in a robe to talk about his dick.
Does Nicole know this is going to go on the YouTube?
She does know. She knows well.
Okay, good. You have.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah. So this is what I was going to say. So Kolin wins this. It's
right.
really he's getting.
Give
if
him
he
the
does
claps.
listen to this, if you want, yeah. Here's if you want to hear two guys and a wife talk on and on about your body parts, this is the episode for you. But he's coming to his own. He's always had potential. He's always been a ball player. We're finally seeing it come together. I think he's figured out what works for him off the field, and is now really honing in on those things, being that like underarm sinker and the, not to say whip it out, but the whip it out slider. He whips it out once.
God, it's a theme, dude. It's a theme.
But he uses it just when necessary, because that pitch I think can be overused in the way that like it's so slow and floaty. If you see it too often, it can get whacked. But I think when you're throwing hard low sinkers, and all of a sudden you throw from low again and it goes up and away, It's very confusing.
Harden up.
Harden up. He's a good pitcher. He's finally showing us. I think he's going to even blossom more at the plate, and I'm excited for it to happen.
Yeah, he's revealing himself.
My theory was that the jockstrap that K-Mac used in floorball was borrowed from Colin Stone. It's my official theory. It
didn't fit. It was too small.
Too small. Way too small.
It was his
jockstrap from 10 years old.
It was obviously going to be Colin. And the reason why I didn't bring up what I was going to say before is Colin Stone, I think that we could both agree, has firmly put his name in to the potential Cy Young award-winning category.
Mm-hmm.
He was dominant on the mound.
Yeah.
Completely dominant. What I have questioning and what I'm going to be looking out for the rest of this tournament is, did we see, and I touched on this before, the birth of a new MVP candidate in Colin Stone? He's been seeing the ball really well. He had 4 walks this game, and like some of them were not like easy, non-competitive walks. They were, he's letting very close ones go because he's seeing it so well. Mm-hmm. And a walk, like at the end of the day, a walk's as good as a single, you know,
right.
Lower risk.
In this sport, especially.
Yeah.
Because you can't go first or third or anything like that.
If we could see, like we saw him with the ball that popped off his thigh, hit a home run. He can hit home runs.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of the way that he would have to win MVP is if he starts hitting a lot of doubles or hitting some home runs. You can't just do it on the mound.
Right.
And win MVP by getting walks and singles. So I want to look out to see if Colin could do it. But I'll tell you what, because of Colin and because we know that K-Mac is good on the mound and he should grow back into himself at the plate, I'm fully, after this first round, I think I can see more champions in this group than we have ever seen in any Blitzball battle. Like,
yeah,
sure. BB1 and 2, Rotten was always going to win.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. BB3, there was no doubt from the beginning that it was going to be Como or We Got Ice if Como faltered at the end.
I think that's also on record that you said that.
Yeah. In this one, I can see probably, let me think. I can see either We Got Ice or Woogas doing it, especially if Dan can continue pitching well. Mm-hmm. I have to see a little more from Baggage and Rotten to be confident. Mm-hmm. Hookline, I could totally see winning the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then McFlurry, I could totally see winning the whole thing.
It's definitely the most even tournament we've seen out of all the teams. I don't think there's as steep a drop-off as there was, say, like in Floorball 2.
What did you say? I didn't hear.
I don't think there's as steep of a drop-off from any team to another team as there was in Floorball 2. Like, you had the 2 bottom teams that were clearly different than the top 4 teams. And it's by far the most even group we've seen so far. I could see every team in this tournament possibly winning a playoff game.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no, like, well, there is clearly a worse team.
There is, but I think even Del Caribe, I think we're talking about Del Caribe.
Yeah.
I think they could still beat somebody.
No, I do too. But my point was going to be that there is no clear worst, but there is. Sure. It's kind of like everybody is kind of lumped together 7-1 right now. Mm-hmm. Whereas 8 is kind of like, okay, Lou needs to become Lou again, and then we'll get them out of there. Like, even with Joe's pitching struggles. But still not like
Hook on Sinkers and Lovia's in Floorball, though. I think that was a humongous drop-off.
Yes, I agree. At the end of the day, I have no clue who's going to be in the finals. I could take an educated guess, but I'm also like, I could take probably 5 educated guesses right now. Like, there's no very clear. I feel like after the first round of every other tournament that we've done, on this podcast at least, we had 3 teams that we were like, okay, this one team is definitely going to be in the finals, and then it's up between these other 2. Like, you know, we saw, McFlurry Power for sure, and then it was between We Got Ice and Woogas for Floorball.
Yeah.
we said Pinstripe Strong for sure, and then it was between We Got Ice and Hook Line.
Yeah.
For ball and play. And then we said We Got Ice or Como for sure, and Hook Line and We Got Ice. It's like We Got Ice all three. That's crazy.
Yeah. The runner-ups.
But like in this one, no clue. If I had to guess right this very second who I thought would be in the final, just purely based off of these first round of games and not what I know about these teams. So, spoiler, that means I don't have We Got Ice in the final. I would say, just based off these performances, Hook Line would be in the final, and probably Woogas would be in the final.
All right.
That's just a guess, based off of these first rounds. And I can't wait to see.
Like right on the bubble there.
McFlurry's right at 3 for me right now. We Got Ice at 4. But like, what I'm excited to see is in the second round of non-playoff games, how each of these teams is going to improve. Because like, we all know how the warehouse works, right? Wooga's had an amazing game. I have them in my final right now. Next game, they could get blown out 10-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Things could turn around very quickly.
So I'm excited to see.
It's going to be exciting to see for sure. And see everyone's going to be starting to tune up a little bit more too. But yeah, it's just like to your overall like big point from earlier is just I think we're seeing the benefit of this being the Warehouse's like flagship tournament, and now they're really trying to solidify these are the characters you're going to see from now on, and I think that really helps level the playing field because everyone knows each other pretty well and everyone's trying every year, and we're not getting the case like in floorball where like a few people dropped out, we need to like just have shoehorned people in here, but it seems like the people that are here are more or less the people that are always going to be here, and I think that helps keep the quality relatively even for the most part.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's more fun to watch too. I just love seeing the same guys over and over again.
Good job, Colin. You deserve it. Play of the game.
Play the game.
Keeping it in the family, Brendan. Colin Stone catching that pop-up off the ceiling.
Yeah, baby.
To begin the second. We talked about it before. Web gem. Play the web gem noise, Brendan.
Cannon now.
We talked about it before. If that play doesn't happen, before that play happened, I fully thought Lovia's had all of the momentum coming into that second inning. I thought they were going to win the game because 2 runs is not a safe lead. Kolin ends up catching. I want to say it was like the first or second pitch of the at-bat that Nicky did, that Nicky hit it off. Kolin catches the ball, which is a very difficult ball we've seen in the past. Kolin catches it, absolutely kills the momentum, and fully, it doesn't just one-man tug of rope. Tug of war?
Tug of war.
One-man tug of war. Kolin doesn't just pull the momentum to neutral. He pulls it fully in McFlurry Power's favor, and then they do a 1-2-3 bottom of the second to win the game. And that one absolute theft of momentum that he did with that catch is really what solidified the game for McFlurry, in my opinion.
Yeah. That catch right there was almost like an early wicket in ball and play. Just like,
ooh.
Suck the wind out of the place.
Yeah. Get sucked wind.
Get sucked wind.
Get sucked wind after dark.
Season soundbites.
Season soundbites. But that's it for this game. Who plays in the next game, Brendan?
That I do not know.
Hook Line versus We Got Ice.
I think they have everybody in the field next game.
Oh. Everybody?
All 16 players.
Wow.
Going at it. It's absolutely going at it.
It's Hook Line versus the We Got Icers.
That's a good game.
Very good game.
Very good game.
I'm excited for this. Yeah. Do you want to do your preview first?
Sure. I think with that information now, I think Jack redeems himself from last game, and he absolutely mows down Hook Line Sinkers, and they shut them out 4-0.
Whoa.
I'm tired of guessing big scores. That's it.
0-0.
Negative 1 to 2.
What's the word? What are you saying then? Did you say it already?
We Got Ice wins 4-0.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not. I don't listen to you.
Why would you?
Oh, I must have spaced out. That's my bad.
Your turn.
We Got Ice 4-0 is crazy. All in one inning, or are they splitting it over two?
A couple here, a couple there.
Hey, oh, that doesn't answer my question.
Hook, line, sinker is a 0 here, a 0 there.
I say the game will be closer. We got a trademark pitcher's duel. So when it comes down to a pitcher's duel, it's going to come down to two factors, right? What Dan is going to show up to the plate and what Zoe is going to show up on the mound or the field.
Yeah.
So
Zoe,
I'm
I
going
think, is the
to
best
say,
opportunity to receive ground balls and catch them.
You think so? Oh,
Yeah.
Dan does hit a lot on the ground.
Yeah.
That does throw my whole prediction too. I'm going to say hook line wins a nail biter 4-3.
Oh, that sounds more fun.
They both sound fun.
Yeah.
Because I would love to see We Got Ice get back to their normal winning ways. Like I didn't like seeing them have to go to a swing off. I want to see them dominate.
Yeah.
But right now, I do think that Hook Line is the best team, or at least has the potential to be the best team in the tournament.
But also Zoe's
especially
looks
considering
like an absolute disgusting monster at the plate.
He is,
too.
but what is Jack looking like?
The other kind of disgusting monster?
Not bad. Jack's not
Okay.
looking bad, but he's not looking like himself.
Yeah.
So
for
if Jack puts it together at the plate, We Got Ice wins 100%. If Jack continues to be this very average at the plate batter, no, not good. Don't do that,
You
Jack.
don't stir up on the microphone. That's what happened there. Okay.
Is that all?
did-
I'm
yeah,
trying
we
to
did
think
it,
if I have any other points to make, though. Dan has to be, we know Dan and Drew are going to be good on the mound. We know Jack's going to be good on the mound. Oh, Jack on the mound.
Yeah, that was
Did
my
not show
thing.
his
That-
best
that's
stuff
what
the first time.
My 4-0 came from Jack having a bounce back start and just being dominant.
It's a big ask. Was this all, do we know if this was all same day or was this a second day?
This round, I wonder.
If it's a second day, I could totally see a bounce back. If it's the same day, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they did everything before playoffs, and we said it was over 3 days, so maybe it would make sense to do round 1, round 2 a second day, and then playoffs all in the third day.
Are playoffs single elimination or double? That's the question,
Single
right?
elimination. I think it starts right with the quarterfinals.
You're right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, well, I'm very interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
I could see either team winning. They're both very, very good.
This is two better teams.
Brendan, what should people be drinking?
Subtlety is a drink made by me. Here's my shirt. T-shirt.
Oh, T-shirt. That's spelled wrong.
You can find it at thesubtlety.com. You can get $2 off your order with code HobbyBoys. That's the podcast about beer. We've had the likes of BBD and Drew Davis on there, Hook, Line, Sinkers, Mustachioed Men. Can check out Peter's also sort of a mustachioed man. You saw if you saw last week's YouTube video, you saw pictures of him with a mustache.
Yep.
So go check out the YouTube. Go check out Hobby Boys wherever you get your podcasts, and go check out Lonely Boys if you like Gossip Girl. I'm sure you do if you listen to this show. Wherever you get your pods, you're gonna love it.
Do you think that if I buy a hat off of thesubtlety.com that the Hoppy Boys would get
probably
me
chewed a little bit.
$2 off?
I think it would, but I can't guarantee the condition of the hat.
What about the Subtlety pen?
Also chewed.
It's $1.
We chew
it's
everything we send out.
$1, Brendan. So if I get the Subtlety pen for $1 and I put it in the Hoppy Boys, do you pay me?
Damn it, you figured it out.
Uh-oh.
No, don't
Right, we're gonna
exploit
do it
this.
right now.
Please don't exploit this.
I'm doing it right now. I'm exploiting it.
You bankrupted us.
I'm going to plug my brother, Matthew Del Rey. He's a good boy. I love him very much. If you see him in public, give him a hug and a kiss. God knows he needs it. I have not started playing a new game because I've started reading. Brendan, I told Kristen. I've been feeling real dumb recently, and I want to do something that people who aren't dumb do, and that's read. So, the
you
video
started by
game
saying dumb do, so not off to a
dumb
good start.
dumb do. Well, Brendan, I'm only 25% into the book.
Okay, fine.
I can't get smart just yet.
Next week you say dumb caca.
Dumb caca.
Getting smarter.
Colin's caca.
Oh, gotta wrap it up.
Full circle. Play Pokemon Heart Gold or So Silver. Beyond that, Brendan, ask me the question.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Brendan, wait. You didn't do Malt Madness.
Well, soon the commercial's going to come out. That'll do the talking for itself.
Is it going to go in this episode?
No.
So then do it.
Listen to Malt Madness. It's coming out March 6th, the first Thursday of March, and it'll be happening in every Thursday of March. So you get 5 episodes of Malt Madness. It's a 32-beer March Madness style bracket. Peter will be a guest on one of those episodes, and he'll be there for the finale. That is a live show in someone's backyard. So if you happen to know where we record that finale, you can also show up to the backyard.
Show up to the backyard.
We'll see you there.
Last year, we got heckled while recording.
Oh, that's true. I think we have more people watching this year too. So
we did. So last year we did a live pregame.
We'll be doing it again.
People were heckling us on the Instagram stream.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so if you follow us on Instagram and socials, definitely come heckle us. And March 30th will be the finale.
And then when we started recording the episode, my wife, Brendan's now wife, and Brian, Brendan's co-host on the Hoppy Boys fiance, were heckling us while we were recording.
And it was a great episode.
It really was a great episode. You can follow me on Twitter, Peter Posk. You can follow Brendan on Twitter, Ruppy Puppy, spelled Ruppie, Puppie.
Yeah, that's right. How else you spell
other than that, Brendan, you asked me the question for real.
Now, what else is there to talk about? Yeah, do you have any of it?
That's not the question.
Bye-bye.
Nope. Bye.